Hello everyone, welcome back to a new devlog for my indie game, The Feathered Serpent. If you're new here, welcome. I have a whole entire playlist and series of this devlog, so you can watch it from the start, or you can just tune in for this episode. Today I'm going to be going over my new Lizard King boss for my first area in my game. I'm going to be going over my new tutorial section and how I incorporated different storytelling elements and a lot of fun new art and enemies. I'm also going to be going over some of the new enemies and AI changes I've done to previous enemies, as well as some fun new spawners for certain enemies that really make the world feel alive. And lastly, I'll be briefly going over some new items that I've just kind of messed with or put in here or there. So there's a lot to go over, but before we do, I do just want to bring up really quick my Kickstarter pre-launch page. So my Kickstarter is pretty much like 90% set up. I've been working on it quite a lot, and a huge way that you can support me is by clicking on the notify me right here, notify me on launch. This will let you know when the Kickstarter goes live, and it's a great way for you, I'm gonna get in here for you, to help me work on the game. There will be lots of tiers there that you can support me on that will help you or allow you to create an enemy for the game, an NPC, a boss, an item. So there's plenty of things, and you don't need any coding language. You just tell me what you want. We can work on it back and forth together. Another thing that I'm going to incorporate into my Kickstarter are like social media goals, which if you're like, oh man, I can't really support you financially right now, that's a great way for you to also help improve the game. For example, a social media goal that I'm going to have is like, if I hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I'm just going to throw in an additional skin for Khan that you can unlock and play in the game. So there's fun stuff like that where you can still be part of the process of making this game with me. I'm like super excited about it. If the Kickstarter maybe isn't your cup of tea, it still is nice to click the notify me on launch because it kind of lets Kickstarter know, hey, this is a project people like. But I have a Steam page as well, and you can just click the Wishlist button over there because the game will be coming out in the next couple of months, and this will let you know when it goes live or even when it goes on sale. So you can go check that out. That is another great way to support me and any other indie dev you come across. If there's anything I want you guys to take from this video, because I know a lot of you don't make it to the end of the video, any indie dev you're following, just wishlist their game, even if you don't even plan on buying it, because it helps them so much. Steam promotes their game more, it advertises it to other people, and it really boosts their own confidence. So that's a great way to support and help really anyone. So I would appreciate it deeply if you could do either of those two things. Okay, my current goal for just the YouTube channel here and before I launch the Kickstarter is that if we can get, here's let me point to 200 followers on this Kickstarter page, on the Notify Me page, I will release the updated demo of my game early. So I'm probably going to be done with the demo in like the next 2 or 3 days here. It's just a lot of like bug fixing and polishing right now. So you can I'll just release it early over on itch.io if we can hit that number. I think we're currently at 20 people who are on the currently following the Kickstarter. So that's a fun goal that you guys can work towards, and it'd be awesome if you could share this project with other people and really get that to the 200 mark so we can unlock that goal. But let's go ahead and jump into my game here. Okay, so the first thing I just want to show off here is when we click new game, we get this awesome new cutscene that I've been kind of drawing and trying to work with. Obviously, the text is just a joke. Content, it just feels and died. Use your imagination. However, and then this is another section that I do want to work on, the underworld, especially the death sprite. But you are going to walk into the light here, and then you will spawn in this very new, brand new area that I made. So Khan wakes up right where he died. That's why his skeleton. And his whole entire field is burned. That's a reason why his bones are black. I don't know if anyone knew that. We can see burning fire here. It's just a tutorial level, so it's supposed to inherently teach you how to play the game. The goal was to try and make it so that I don't have to actually type anything out. Like, you'll just understand. So it's like, okay, I can move. I have to jump. Okay, I'm learning how to jump. Okay, jump over the fire. Gotcha. I'm jumping over the fire. Very, very straightforward. And then it's like, okay, I need to teach them how to wall slide and wall jump. So I come over here, I'm jumping. What? How am I ever supposed to make this? Well, if you hold down right, like if I'm moving, you're going to realize, oh, I can wall slide. And then if I just keep jumping, oh, hey, I actually can jump over that. And that's going to be a way that it teaches you, hey, I can jump up. And you cannot progress until you learn that mechanic. Very, very straightforward. If you fall down here, I mean, it's teaching you how to platform. You have to come back and run up again. So I really like, I think it's pretty good. I really need your guys' input though. So next up we have just some more storytelling. So now we can see like in the background, maybe it looks like these heads on like poles, some destroyed and burning houses. So this is more just about storytelling and more just, okay, hey, learn how to dodge, you know, hazards. And then now we're getting more direct. Okay, there's skulls. There's a pile of skulls. I mean, you look in the background, it's like smoky, dark-looking clouds. Just all looks kind of dark. And then as we continue forward, finally we come upon the scene of just death and destruction. Here we have houses, a dead body right there laying down. We have a giant dead dinosaur body. Some more dead humans. This one's pretty gnarly. I really like it. And right here we have, if you've been following along, this is Tez. So Tezezamok is Khan's the main character. This is his friend, and this is Tez's bow. It says blank item description. I got to get rid of that. But so you'll pick up his bow off of his dead body, and this is him. You can recognize him from the colors, from his green eye, and from his yellow hair. He's going to come back as a ghost, and he'll talk to you, and he'll be an NPC in the game. Here's another super cool dead dino that I drew. So that's how you get your weapon initially. And then it just throws you in. It says, okay, you've learned how to jump, how to maneuver. It gives you the bow, and the bow literally pops on the screen. It says left click to do this, right click to do this. So you're going to know how to shoot, and then you're just in it. So I have these brand new little enemies here. I think I need to make them move a little bit faster and maybe let them jump a little higher. But this is the enemy. Also, I realize that there's a little white pixel here on his tail for like half a second that I probably need to get rid of. But you shoot him, he'll die, and it's just very, very simple enemy. You do get hurt, but it's just meant to be your first enemy. And then, I mean, you also get hurt by fire, just to show you there. Don't hop in the fire. And at this point, I'm essentially going to turn damage on, and you can die in this level. But in the previous ones, I'm just going to make it so the fire doesn't do damage to you. So you'll be able to test out your bow. Everything here is just a one-shot. You're just going to kill them. And you're introduced to, like, dinosaurs. I got to change the sound, though. It's an old sound. Old sound that I'm using there as a placeholder. So we'll jump over the fire here. Okay, we'll jump here. Okay, I can go down here. And you'll just kind of get a feel for the game. If you clear this area, which you don't have to, you'll go on to the forest, and it just transitions right into your first run into the game. And then you'll get your first item here, and it'll just be the first run. Now, another thing that I did was I actually polished up. It's very small, but I polished up the clouds in the background, and I made it so that these grass sprites actually are randomized, and they're different. As you can see, this is different, that's different, that's different. Really adds a lot of feel into the game. This here is a lizard man hut. Perfect transition. Didn't even need a pause. So you can shoot the hut, and it will slowly deteriorate, like in Gauntlet. If I hit it there, it's pretty small. I was messing around with the sword lizards here, so they currently do not activate when you look at them or when you're near them. As you can see, I can walk right up to them. I do need to fix that, or at least I commented out the code where it does it because I was playing around with stuff. But yeah, so that's a lizardman spawner. I was going to show this off, but I just forgot. Let me see if we can find a spear lizard. So there are points in my game where you can shoot an enemy and they don't see you, but you see the enemy. And if that's the case, I made it so the spear lizard actually looks left and right. So here's a perfect example. He does not see me. If I shoot him, he squints his eyeball and he starts looking left and right. Like, where the heck did that come from? I can hit him again. He's still looking. So I made it, if he goes under half health, he just figures out where it's coming from and he can start attacking. So I really like that addition. Obviously, if I'm in front of him, he's not going to look left and right. He just knows right where I am. But having them do that, like, really brings them to life for me. And also, it really is cool when they have... Oh, he spawned in there. It's cool that they have their own huts. Another thing that you might have seen, you might have to rewind, is when this lizard, sword lizard, first off, he can now clear those, but he'll jump this. So he will actually register, because normally he just falls, but he will register that, hey, there's a gap here, and he will actually try and jump the gap. He didn't make it, obviously, but he now can recognize and understand where gaps are, and he will try and jump over them, or attempt to jump over them. Obviously, I showed this off last time, but here is the shop. There were a couple glitches with the shop. I fixed it. I adjusted the prices, and overall just made it, I feel like, a little bit better. The only one I can afford here, it looks like, is, the eyeballs that make me instant crit, or the Coke. I think I will just go Coke here. So now I'm going to fast forward to the boss of this area to show you guys it took me forever. I streamed it because I actually started streaming, so you can stay tuned. I want to do more streams, but let's go to the boss that I finished on stream. Okay, welcome back. I'm on 1 heart. I made it to the boss here, so let's go ahead and show you this intro boss cinematic. He lands on the ground. Oh, there he is, Behemoth. So he has 2 attacks. If you get close to him, he will stab forward. And he also jumps in the air, and he can throw a rock, just like the old boss. I added in, like, pauses, and I made it so that you can't cheat his AI. Like, he won't just sit here and spam. I did die there. Let me reload it. You know what, psych. It's going to be too annoying for me to go back to it. But as I was saying, I made it so that you can't cheat his AI. If you try and spam him between his fist attacks, he will either jump, throw a rock at you, or just start walking towards you, like he's going to do different stuff. I tried to telegraph all of his attacks. Obviously, I'm in love with the animation, and you can see that there's these 2 spawners here, and they will spawn out enemies. They kind of just make the fight feel better and spruce it up. I did include... Oh, man, I got to show off the death animation. Okay. Give me a second. Let me get to the boss again. Okay, we're back here. I'm just going to shred this boss. I have a lot of good items. But yeah, I'm excited to show off the death animation here real quick. There it is. Still drops the 10 blood gems. You pick them up. I get this nice little gore as it kind of like spreads out. And there it is. So yeah, that's the boss's death animation. I do have a lot of the jungle area also kind of made and fixed, which is pretty cool. Might as well show some of it off. This is the screen. I don't think I've ever shown this screen off. Nice burger. Love to see it. Okay, right to a shop. That's not how that should work, but that's okay. There's a reason the jungle is not going to be included in the demo. But yeah, here's the jungle. I added in some fun new foreground sprites. I did a lot of changes to level design. But some of these old levels you might recognize, just with some new additions to them or some new twists. I actually don't think I can make it there. Anyways, so yeah, there's that. Okay, so one item that I put in. So Crowthorn has always existed for the Crowthorn inspired power-up Corvian hat has always existed as a scythe for the melee weapon, but I finally got around to adding in the crossbow variation of it, and I don't like the sound, but I do like the effects that I have with it. So it's a fun, cool-looking gun here, and I love the trail effect that I was able to create here in Godot. Just using the particle system is super, super fun. So there's that item. I also hard-coded in a lot of other fun item combos. So like if I pick up like the Eye of Ice while holding this Crowthorn gun, it turns the effect blue. So it's like a blue kind of bullet trail. There's also like frozen popcorn now. There's frozen fire. So many fun things I was able to put in that just kind of required that, additional coded in hard thing. Also, I think, okay, yeah, here's a perfect example actually. And I show a lot of these off on my shorts. For those of you who don't watch my shorts, you can see a lot of these fun combos there. So here's the Eye of Ice, the one I was just talking about. It creates this blue sort of effect on the shot there, as well as freezing the enemy when you hit them. That is if I don't one-shot them. Yep, so there's that. Anyways. Alright, that's going to do it for this devlog. Thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end here, please let me know what you guys think of the new tutorial area and any suggestions or things you might have noticed. I love, figuring things out and seeing what people like and don't like. Let me know how the Steam page looks, and let me know what you would be most interested in seeing from these devlogs. Are you like a developer and you want to know more about the code I'm using and how I overcame problems? Or are you like someone who is the majority of my audience just people who want to see the game? And maybe I should just, shut up and just show gameplay, because that'd be useful information to know. That being said, I have been sustained the past couple weeks by my egg donors. So that's Ethan Critchfield, Olive Chapana, Thomas O'Haley Critchfield, and you, potentially for $1, and my pasta providers, Avent, Avgard, and Jeff Bloom. Thank you so much. This is a pasta right over there, as you can see. That way, that I ate. I ate a lot of pasta, but this is just the most recent picture that I had on my phone. So thank you. I think noodles count as pasta. I mean, pasta noodles. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you all very much. Like I said, you can really support me by pre-backing the Kickstarter. If we get to 200, I'm just going to release the demo. And every 50 people who follow the Kickstarter page, I will pick a random subscriber here on YouTube, and I will just send them the most recent build of the game. So that's going to be different from the demo, because you'll be able to go to the forest, or the jungle, I mean. You're going to be able to go to all the different areas that are broken, and that should be fun. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Sorry for the kind of unedited raw format, but I felt like I was inspired to do the devlog, and I didn't have a lot of time today, so there you go. Okay, see ya.